Everyone, this is Cindy Create the Heart, and I'm back with I guess this video 2 of my Daisies for Days little mini series that I'm doing. There should be 4 videos. I'm hoping that I will get 8 cards out of 4 stamped panels using the Daisies for Days stamp set. So this stamp set was a freebie for the month of April. You spend $100, you get this stamp set along with these little circle parts for the middles of your daisies. This technique, or not really technique, but what I'm showing how to use the stamp set, you could definitely use with stencils. You could use it with any other large stamp that you want to kind of make stretch, because it is definitely some work to create these panels, because you definitely need a MISTI to get clean image. You're going to have to stamp it a few times to get your clean image. And then you have to go and you have to stamp all the middles. So there's definitely some work involved. So I'm going to set this aside. And let me go ahead and show you the first card. So the first card uses this Occasional Critters from Tailored Expressions plus the die plus this stamp set, which came in a kit altogether. And this one's called Essential Sentiments and Occasional Critters. And so this is the stamp set, or the card, I'm sorry. This is the card that I made with it. And I just love how it came out. So I actually cut my daisy paper for the card we're going to make together first. And then the piece that was left, I'm using on the front of my card. At first I was going to do a mini slim, but it just really didn't work for me. I needed a little bit more space to do my my sentiment, and it just needed a little bit more white space. So what I did was I used the piece that was left from cutting the card that we're going to do together, and then I had this piece already cut. So this is these little tiny little rectangle strips. Tailored Expressions sells the one-piece die that does it. I happened to get mine from Honeybee Stamps. It was on clearance, and so I got that there. And basically, it's just one stamp, or I'm sorry, it's one die, and you die cut it, and you get these. I guess they're a 1/4 inch, maybe. You get these little 1/4 inch little strips that you can then use to frame an image. And so I already have this. Like, I had cut it for something else, so I had some left. So I used it for this card, and I had to trim it down a little bit just to make everything fit. I mounted it on some yellow cardstock. And then I took all of these images from that stamp set, and I colored them in, and then I mounted them on some foam tape and placed that all there, and then it just says, "Thinking of you." So I really, really like how that came out. So really, really cute and fun. And so with the other half of the paper, we're going to use this stamp set, which is not too shabby. I Pick You. I believe this is April's stamp of the month. I think it's April's stamp of the month. I think. Don't quote me. Maybe it's May. No, I think it's April. I think it's April. Yeah, I think it's April. And you get the dies, and I love it that she puts the dies on a magnet already, so it just is a huge time saver. And so I've got all my images here. Okay, so for this card, we're going to be doing a Z fold card. Sometimes called an S fold. I'm using it's 4 1/4 by 11, and then you're going to score at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. The 5 1/2 you fold all the way over. The 2 3/4 you fold back, and it gives you a Z. You see, it's a Z, right? So it gives you a Z. So what we're going to do is I went ahead and, I mean, there's lots of different ways you can decorate your Z fold card. This is how I'm just doing it. So I've got a piece of cardstock. The cardstock measures 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm cheating today, and I'm using, I was cheating, but I'm using a tape runner today. I actually had gotten some free tape runners from scrapbook.com, so, you know, all over myself. So I'm going to go ahead and place that here. There's that. And so here is my daisy panel. And the daisy panel is, let's see, it's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then I just slice on the top and on the side about 1/8 of an inch off, so that you get a little bit of a border around your image. And we're going to place that down. And so let's get this here. Okay, so there we go. And let's talk a little bit about the images that I cut. So I cut this gnome, and I used my Copic markers to color it in, and then I used a little bit of gel pen, and I used some, what do you call that stuff? It's like a crystal lacquer over this to make it kind of shiny. And then I cut a strawberry and a strawberry and a flower and the fence post. So before we put it all together, I do need to stamp my sentiments, even though I've already kind of made it difficult by putting it on foam tape already, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So I really do need to find the paper that I bought for this, because it's like, all right, so put that down like that. And I'm going to do this Always Be Sweet sentiment from here. So I'm going to put that right here. And I'm using Hero Hues in black. When I use Copic, I do prefer Memento Tuxedo Black. I really tried using the ink from Alta Nu, and it smears. So it says it's permanent, and it smears. It's just brighter, which I like. So sometimes when I know I'm not going to be doing Copic coloring, I will use this one because it's a little bit of a brighter black. Okay, and that's good. Put this here for now so I don't lose it. And there we go. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put our card together. So I just put foam tape on 1/2 of my gnome. So let's see, I'm going to have that there. So, okay, so let me go ahead and take the backing. I'm using Alta Nu's foam tape, which I love. I love that it's like such a huge roll that you get. Okay, so there is my stamps, my gnome. And then I've got these little strawberry and a little flower. Okay, and then I've got my Always Be Sweet. And this was really fun to make. Okay, so a little strawberry. Okay, so here is my Z-fold card. And I think it's very cute. So it'll just fit right in an A2 size envelope. The person gets it. And then you can write your little message right here. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Thinking of you. And it's got a little bit of movement. And I thought about putting something up here, but I really wanted to show off kind of that daisy. I think it's really pretty. And the camera doesn't look quite as, I think, spectacular as it does in person, but there you go. And so here's the other card that I made with the daisy. And so that is my second use of the daisy stamp set, making 2 cards out of the 1 panel. So it's going to be a challenge to make 2 cards out of this one because I cut it down. I didn't realize I was going to do that, and I cut it down, so I lost about 1 inch. But that's okay. I'm gonna make it work. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy with Create the Heart.